Welcome back to the Walking Dead reviews on What the Flick. We are going to review last week's episode, Try First, and then we're going to get to conquer the season finale. I was sick, Francis was busy, Tim was fine, and John is now dead.
Alone, all by myself.
Yeah.
John is out doing something.
He's in Alexandria.
It's hard to get 4 people together. So we're going to talk about Try First. Let's take a look at a clip to refresh our memories.
Come in.
Hey.
How is she?
Stable. Hanging on. I'm gonna go back there later. I think Sasha might have spent the night in the tower.
Is she still up there?
Abraham's on watch now, but she hasn't been back and nobody's seen her.
Doesn't put on the proper police outfit.
We weren't crazy about this episode. It was, of course, a build-up episode to the finale. So in this one, we see a lot of Michonne and Rosita are worried for Sasha because she is clearly having some issues. She's been out in the tower all night. She's been running around by herself trying to hunt down the walkers. We also have Rick trying to solve the family issues between Pete and the woman.
Jesse.
It's just great tactical approach from both Rick and Sasha. What's the best offense? What's the hold on, my bad. What is the best defense? What is going on? I'm never going on a sports channel ever again. What is the best defense? A great offense.
It's shooting the thing you don't like in the head.
Yeah, just like, all right, that's what I meant to say. They're just going out and taking out all the things that's going to potentially come back and harm them. And again, I think Sasha has definitely got some underlying issues, but I don't think that that's a severe problem if she wants to reduce the amount of walkers that are out there.
She has some.
Yeah, she's got some
real issues.
She's got some issues,
after
but
Bob and Tyrese.
I think there's worse things you can do to take out your problems than going on a zombie hunt.
It is a constructive endeavor.
Exactly. She's focused in. She's channeling her anger in a way that's going to help the group in the long run.
Because she runs out by herself, Rosita and Michonne are worried for her. They come out. I mean, obviously they fare fine, but it could have been a dangerous situation.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think if anyone, then she can handle it herself. But there was that scene where she ran out of bullets, and without the help of Michonne and Rosita, she probably would have got into some problems, and they helped her out. But she says, "No, I don't need you. I can do this on my own." But I think in Rick's scenario, it's something that in this episode, it was just always going to happen, and it played off as a great trailer for the season premiere. It was just constantly building up, because fine well that when Rick's got something in his mind, this Rick Grimes is never going to let it slip. This is a different guy who, no matter how much he's been talked about, no matter how much he weighs away from what people are saying he should do, he's got his mindset. He knows what works. He's going to do it.
Do we agree with this Rick Grimes though? Because his philosophy is you have to kill him if he won't cooperate, and of course there's some blowback from the Alexandrites, like, no, we can't. And he says, you're going to get people killed. We obviously know what happens at the season finale.
Yeah.
But was Rick right all along to have this attitude, or is this maybe driven by his feelings for Jesse? Because he did say he wouldn't do this for just anyone.
Well, I think a bit of both, but he's also done this before. Like, he's done what it takes to get out of a situation. We remember at the end of the season finale when he bit the guy's neck to obviously get out, and he became the walker, and he did what he had to do to get past the situation. I just don't think that this Rick Grimes has got any remorse than what you would have seen before. You would expect him. I think that he's becoming. People are saying he's shown this governor-like aspect. I don't know if it's as a governor.
I don't think he's a governor.
I see more Shane.
Yes,
in him.
so that's the parallel I like, because he's doing all these things that Shane did.
Yeah.
He's getting involved with a married woman. He wants to raise somebody else's kid.
Yeah.
I could protect you and your family. You would be better with me. Let me take him out of the equation. The problem is that the show did the easy thing and painting Pete in a terrible light. Oh, he's a wife beater. He's an alcoholic. Yeah. There's something he does in the finale to really seal the deal.
Yeah.
I almost wish that they would have been brave enough to make Pete a normal guy.
Can you make a wife beater a normal guy?
No, not a wife beater, not an alcoholic, just a guy that's in the way of what Rick wants.
Rick never would have gone for it.
But
would he?
I don't know. That's the thing.
What kind of man is Rick now?
Yeah, that's why
It was convenient.
I wanted them to be the antagonists. And technically they did stir up a lot of trouble that group had never seen before because they were just a lucky group and that they never really faced this inner squad conflict. And I wanted this group to be, I wanted our group, as we've grown to know, to be the people who mix things up and be the people who cause the problem, because that is just refreshing rather than having the consistent antagonist. And you're like, all right, you're the good guys, we're going to love you. But there is that villainous aspect that they always like to put out there, that maybe this group's gone too far this time.
They do have that Weasley Nicholas, who
Yes.
is a liar, who abandoned
Tell us how you
his
really feel,
friends.
Kim.
I hate that guy, and I have something to say about the finale regarding.
Yeah,
him,
it's a
but
little hard to
he
not
is
go into
just-
the finale.
He's just irredeemable, and
Oh, no.
I think he is. He's a horrible person. He abandoned his friend. He lied about it. Finale.
We'll get there. I think the scene with Nicholas and Glenn at the back of the van was the strongest of the episode, where Glenn just pushes Nicholas there and says, hey, this is how it is. You're not supposed to be alive. Like, these walls went up just in time, and you're ruining it for people. Like, so no more outside for you. I'm super serial.
Yeah.
You sound like you're talking to a dog.
Well,
Or a small kid. To tell him. But I mean, that's true. And I loved his line. He's like, you're threatening me? And he's like, no, I'm saving your life.
saving
And
you.
it's saving everyone else's life as well, because you know that he's incompetent. They blame it on the group of our survivors, like we like to say, that they're the problem with it, when it's, they've consistently ran away from problems and they don't like to face it, and they've not got that team structure, that team mentality that we love. But if you look at this end of this episode that we go to, Michonne doesn't represent a team mentality in that one scene, not thinking about the finale, which we were going to talk about. But in that moment, she doesn't represent the same thing that
She
everyone else
smacks
is
him
doing.
down.
but yeah, Michonne represents the best case scenario for the group being brought into this community.
Yeah.
Someone who wants it and who embraces it and falls into their role quickly and just wants to make it work.
Yeah, and she wasn't the first one to try and stop him. Carl tried to get him off him, right, as well, which is a pretty moving scene when you see the kid try to stop his own dad from what he can see is ruining the potential for future.
The kid wearing the sheriff's hat.
Yes, exactly. So it's just something that because he's seen his dad do so many things. He's seen his dad kill people. He's seen his dad bite someone's neck to get him out of the situation. So for him it may have not known the full story, but for him to react that way, it definitely does represent what's happened to Rick. And it's not, and that's the thing that we love to talk about this, because is it a bad thing? When we see it later, is it a bad thing that he reacts that way to the situation? Like, there's no jail for Peter to go to. So there's no way you can handle
The
it.
two sides of the coin are you get brought into this community and you either change to fit the community or you have to change the community to fit you.
Yeah.
And
I'm
Michonne has changed. She put away her sword. She's wearing the cop outfit. She's playing by the rules. Rick says, no, we really have, you guys have to change.
Yeah.
Because I'm right all the time, 100%.
Yeah.
I agree with Rick, and I feel really weird for doing it, but I think he's right, and those people are losers, and they need to shape up if they're going to survive. What do you think? Well, we're moving on to the finale now, so be sure to watch that